and welcome. You're watching Lessons in Financial Literacy, a show presented by MCX, India's new stock exchange. There are 12 more options for all you investors to bet your money on within the next 10 days. And if you still haven't guessed what I'm talking about, it is the IPO market. It is literally raining IPOs on the Lal Street. Over the next 30 minutes, I, with our experts, will help you analyze whether or not it's the right time for you to get wet in this IPO delgo. Should you be investing in these IPOs, how you should stand to gain and what you stand to risk, helping you understand the IPO market better. Well, we have with us two very special guests, Ramesh Srinivasan, CEO of Kotak Investment Banking, and we've got Mr. Prithvi Haldia, Chairman of Prime Database, joining us in the studios. Thanks, gentlemen, for joining us today. Just to get started, I'll take this with you, Ramesh. Why does a company get into an IPO? But before that, tell me, what is an IPO to start off with?
An IPO, as the name denotes, stands for an initial public offering of a company, where for the first time in that company's history, its shares are listed and traded on a recognized stock exchange. The stock exchanges in context could be the Bombay Stock Exchange or the National Stock Exchange. There are 3 or 4 reasons why companies undertake IPO. The obvious reason is they need money, and therefore they float their shares for the public so that the shareholders contribute to the capital of the company. The second is a number of companies have ESOP program for employees, where they give stock options to their employees, and these stock options have to be monetized, and that is one of the other reasons why companies list their shares. Third, companies also keep needing capital in the course of its growth and expansion plans. So once the share capital of the company is listed on the stock exchange, it becomes like a currency where it can be used and tapped for future fundraising. So these are three or four reasons why companies tend to take a strategic objective of listing their shares.
And as always, we have with us our very own Guru Mani, who joins us to help us understand more about IPOs. So Guru, tell us, what is the difference between an FPO and an IPO?
Samina, an IPO is an initial public offering, while an FPO is a follow-on public offer. Both IPO and FPO afford an opportunity to the public to invest in their shares through a prospectus.
Right, Mr. Haldia, also very recently there have been quite a few FPOs, I believe. Help us understand what is the difference between an IPO and an FPO, and of course, can retail investors also access the FPO market?
Well, as Ramesh mentioned, IPO is the initial public offering. So when the company goes for the first time to the market, offering its shares, it's called an IPO. As against that, when a company is already listed, company has various means of raising money. Suppose if it requires more capital, it can do a QIP, a qualified institutional placement, it can do a preferential issue. It can also do an FPO, which is a further follow-on offering, follow-on public offering. Follow-on public offering means basically that you're offering more shares to public at large. So as against preferential issue or a QIP, which is limited to a select number of investors, when you want to involve public shareholders at large and offer them shares all over again of a listed company, that is what is called an FPO. And a company would typically make an FPO not only because it needs money, but also because it would like to tap more public shareholders as against going to some limited number of shareholders.